I don't know if you saw the other day, I posted the double triple crown watch. You can make a movie on that character, but he's alive and living and playing baseball right now. But yeah, the big thing, his last outing, number one, it wasn't the filthiest he's looked. Like his pitch movement wasn't amazingly filthy. It was more everything he threw ended up on the lines of the strike zone. It was almost like he saw the broadcast zone and was just hitting it over and over again. And I thought that was the thing that jumped out at me. Like I was very impressed by his command and location of his pitches. And when Shohei's locating with his stuff, even if it's not his filthiest stuff, his stuff is so good that hitters don't stand a chance. But it impressed people that he went that, throwing 9 innings is kind of an old school thing. So people are like, wow, he is really a great pitcher, where you should have realized that earlier. Like he's always been a great pitcher. But some people that don't follow his pitching and follow more hitting really woke up when they saw him throw a complete game shutout like that. I don't understand it. I mean, it's that was one of the best days baseball players ever had. Like pitching, throwing a one hitter, and then the next game hitting 2 home runs like that, and not even playing. I mean, it's crazy. Like nobody. It's like a made up player. If you read a book on somebody like Shohei before you knew Shohei existed, you would be like, well, this isn't true. This is fake. This is fiction. You can make a movie on that character, but he's alive and living and playing baseball right now. It's so cool. It does, and I think it stays in your head a little bit too. So you make adjustments, and then it's hard to get unadjusted to those adjustments you've made to put less pressure on your fingers. I wonder to an extent, and this is just me guessing because I haven't talked to Shohei about it. I was wondering if it's the splitter usage, because he had thrown a lot of sweepers earlier in the year, then switched to adding a little bit more. It seemed like more splitters or focusing on that better. And I wonder if focusing on splitters and moving away from sweepers actually puts more pressure on his fingers and caused some of those issues, which is the reason why he was throwing sweepers to begin with. So I'm curious if that's the reason for it. Because obviously if Shohei just threw splitters, his splitter is one of the best pitches in baseball. So he would be dominant just throwing splitters. He obviously moved away from it for a reason. And I knew he was getting blisters before when he throws splitters a lot. So I was just wondering if that was part of the reason. Yeah, I mean, definitely Rich Hill, because Rich Hill came up with the solution of it. And part of it, was he the guy who peed on his hand? Somebody said, and I don't, or maybe they suggested to him that he do that. You'll get that occasionally with guys. They get blisters over and over. I think even back in the day, folks like Nolan Ryan would get blisters and soak his hand in pickle brine. It's just especially when you're throwing hard, any bit of rough part of the baseball will get you. But I also think, my guess is it has to do with the split grip and the way Shohei throws it, and it comes off his fingers kind of weird and will wear it down. Gosman gets blisters every game, he said. He told me he actually knows his splitter is going to be really good when he's getting blood blisters in the game. So he will get he doesn't throw bullpens because his splitter causes blisters. So he doesn't throw a splitter in bullpens, but he throws it in games, and he knows his splitter is going well when he gets a blister. So he gets blisters all the time, Gosman, from his splitter. I would love to see him get back to the Cy Young race. I don't know if you saw the other day, I posted the double triple crown watch, because he has a shot to be in the top 10 in every triple crown category for both pitching and hitting, because the pitching triple crown is wins, ERA, and strikeouts. And, he's in the top 10 in all. I think he's just outside that in ERA. And then obviously hitting with home runs, RBIs, and batting average. So he could be in the top 10 in every Triple Crown category in both pitching and hitting, which sounds stupid, but it's also pretty likely that he could do it. It's going to be it's going to be more than anybody's ever seen. And he might have to get a piece of somebody might have to give him percentage ownership of a team or something like that to get in. Like he might own some percentage of whatever team signs him because you can't put a number on it. Marketability wise, he's the most marketable player in baseball. Every most liked player in baseball, even fans from different teams love the way he plays because he's just he's a big kid playing. You see that in the smile and the facial mannerisms he makes. He's just having fun. He seems to get along with all his teammates, and he's like everything you want, which means marketing wise, all the brands are going to want to throw money at him to be their spokesperson. And that's why I was thinking staying in LA, but being with the Dodgers, because the Dodgers also have a bunch of really nice players. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Clayton Kershaw. You have guys that will mentor or be around Shohei that also take the pressure off him. He doesn't have to be the guy and, constantly field questions. They can all help him out, but be on a team that's going to be really, really good. He wants to win. I know Shohei wants to win. And to be part of a team with those guys on it, with really good characters, really nice guys, having him on there too, and in LA with all the marketing stuff, could be really big. He might be in movies, who knows? And then he right away joins a rotation that's, number one, the Dodgers pitching's always good. So you add Shohei to that pitching staff. They haven't had a pitcher like that. Like Kershaw at his best, he didn't throw as hard as Shohei. He's obviously Kershaw's one of the best pitchers of all time, but Kershaw mentoring Shohei and talking about pitching would be fantastic. Yeah, that is the perfect spot for him. I wouldn't like to see him because what I was saying about New York. New York is just I know Tanaka wasn't a fan of playing in New York, and I just don't know that. I see Shohei more as an LA. Like LA is a great fit for him personally because of the teammates that would surround him. I mean, Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman are two of the nicest guys in baseball, and they'll goof around with them. It'll be a fun team, and they'll do really well. I mean, I've always been a big fan of Lucas Giolito. He and I have been kind of friends for years, and I think he's, number one, a really good guy. So you're getting a really good person. He'll be good in the community. And he wants to win. So being on a team like the Angels, I think is something that appeals to him. Got a great changeup. His slider's been really good. And I think putting him on a contender is important. So I look for big things from him. And Lopez, he had really good stuff. Touched 101 miles an hour and had a nasty slider. Yeah, really, really good pickup for them and gives them some depth. And I kind of would like to see him stay with the Angels just because he's so attached to that team, at least from the team standpoint. I have a feeling he'll end up on the Dodgers, though. And he does. He just does. That's why he has so many pitches, is because he just knows how the baseball moves. When you're feeling down, because he's one of those guys that has a lot of energy and is fun to watch pitch. It never surprises me for him to have a good game. The only thing that's amazing to me is he doesn't throw that hard, but he's still able to get, he's a strikeout